Oh my God, welcome back. It's been a long break, so I'm going to recap. I'm going to take us back a bit to kind of remind us of everything that's transpired. I know that Bojangles was up enjoying the snow, probably a lot of snow. A lot of snow, because we could see it from down here in the valley. It's pretty crazy. Tyr, our bard, is still out, so I'll try to run him when I can. If we do need him in detail, but don't forget that he's technically there in the group. So if you could think of something bardic for him to do while we, do our session today, feel free. And if someone wants to run him, feel free. Just don't get him killed. I don't know if he'd knowing him, he'd probably definitely appreciate it. But I don't want to. I don't want to take that away from him. So welcome back, everybody, to the Adventures of the Undermountain, the Mad Mage. And welcome to session, if you can believe this, guys, session 20. Session 20. That's crazy, right? I know we've had a lot of holiday breaks, so we'll try to get everybody caught up today and get everybody caught up to speed as well. But the team, having made the determination that they no longer needed a guide. Well, at least Gelmir thought it wasn't that important. And after escaping the cloakers and dealing with the fact that the drow, at first they thought he was dead, but he had actually begun to climb back up. And to his misfortune and Gelmir's obsession, found himself plummeting back down once again. This time, not recovering. The team then gathered themselves up and began to go down into the warrens and tunnels that would eventually lead them in to a strange kind of chamber. This chamber seemed to be a place that was in between two types of existence. And it turns out that these spider-like creatures that would phase in and out of existence would bring these strange kind of translucent bugs and worms and grubs with them that would then adhere to the walls and then continue to prosper and function. But before these spiders were engaged, the team had discovered some strange looking stones and other kind of like organic matter in a strange pond that made up the center of this chamber. However, once they realized that these phase spiders were coming in and out with the intent of trying to either eat, feed, or capture them as individuals, the team began to sprint through this cavern in an attempt to avoid what seemed like an incalculable amount of threats, and decided to escape rather than face these threats. Although Rahi, I believe, made a grab at one of them and currently has either a part of it or most of it in his possession, which once the team escaped this cavern, there was no immediate pursuit. They followed the remaining cavern down into what looked to be a respite, a way station, an opportunity to take rest. There was also some signage that pointed out that you were entering the Worm Warrens, and beyond the Worm Warrens are the Chaos Caverns, as well as the Echo Canyon as well, or the Echo Canyons and the Caves of Chaos, which would be the transition point into the underground bay where supposedly Skullport resides. One of the greater kind of goals that this team has been working towards getting towards. And I believe where we last finished off, we were coming off a short rest or a long rest? Long rest?
Short.
Short rest?
Yeah.
Okay. So technically we are still presumably on day 7.
Yeah, it was just a short rest.
Okay. So be sure to trigger off your short rest effects.
We're level 9, right?
Correct.
So I had I could run tier, or at least try to. I'll have to try to tick off like stuff like bardic inspiration and things. I don't know if that's. But let me just see what I can see off.
Yeah,
this
feel free.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he regained. If we took a short rest, and he regained all his bardic inspiration. Then,
Okay.
according to his sheet,
His sheet.
it's been a while since I played a bard, so it's kind of like, what? How does that work again? What? I remember. We were Gelmir just like got up, and my notes concluded with Gelmir just leaving and going towards the wormhole.
Right. Yeah. Somebody told me that there might be gems inside of it. Sounds about right.
Yeah, you still have that gem book.
I do. My most magical possession.
You ended up getting pearls or whatever, like a few from.
I got 12 clams.
clams. Oh, that you'll.
Do you still have the dragon scale?
I still have the dragon scale.
That caused all that trouble. Okay.
It's all in the portable hole.
And we have we should have 14 temporary hit points, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
I'll take it.
I'm going off
still
of
at a
tiers.
I did not.
Yeah.
Or maybe I used them.
You might have. Because...
Yeah, but I think they're still healable considering when he did it.
Yeah, he might have done that during our short rest. I think maybe. After, because you guys basically you kept losing a lot of hit points, reaching into freezing cold water, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, I think I used my hit points because I have 90 out of 95, and I would have gone with my temp first.
Okay.
Yeah, I used 3 hit die, so I'm at 76 of 87.
Jesus. All right, are we just piling down the?
Oh, I'm already walking. I'm down.
Yeah, I guided Gelmir to the egg section to the right.
Yeah, Gribbets and I are just heading on down, seeing what we can find.
Okay.
I've got my book open in case any gems flash up.
So as you guys begin to single file form up with going down into these warrens, at first you could tell that this is an excavated tunnel. You can see clearly work was done. And with Gelmir's previous understanding and knowledge, he would be aware that this is once again more of the Durgar work, as well as possibly whatever entities that were kind of like brought in to do this work. And it seems specific. But within about an hour of coming down this tunnel, it transitions almost immediately from an excavated formation to what looks to be a round beginning of a great tunnel. This striated tunnel that you could see grooves ground into the sides of the tunnel, and it's perfectly kind of like in like a boring kind of round formation. You could tell that based on your information, based on what you've gathered back up at the Drow community, that this looks to be made by those contraptions that you guys have learned about. And the radius of the cavern or the tunnel you're walking through is maybe only about 7 feet tall by 4 feet across. And you step out into this like 25-foot radius tunnel that takes you into a much bigger space. So you could see that this is the beginnings of the Worm Warrens. You could tell and see the remains of this construct of whatever this thing has done. But as you look into the darkened tunnels, you could see that they veer off in many different directions. In some cases, directions that don't make sense. You stop for a moment to look up, and you could see one that actually goes up into the top of the surface of the tunnel, and you kind of lose sight of the direction it goes in. And standing here looking, it feels like maybe 7 or 8 possible pathways.
This is where a guide would have helped. Should we slow down?
I will help. Absolutely.
No, we don't need a guy. We have the book. I've read the book. I know that we got to go towards this egg den. There's possible gems in there. That's where we got to go.
Since you know the way, please lead us then.
I will.
Does
Gilbert just starts walking.
out of character. Did my book only showed me 2 paths, right? So it showed me the path towards Skullport and then the path towards this egg den.
Yeah, so give me a survival check with advantage as you begin to examine the immediate area that you're in, and then compare with your notes and the map section that you currently have.
21.
21. The main tunnel seems to make sense. Somewhere about a mile or 2 down in this main tunnel, the notes talk about a kind of an old collapsed sanctuary that veers off into a cavern where the worm egg kind of like lair would be, and all the apparatus that was used to kind of be placed on these worms when they became a certain size and were manipulated by magic for their purpose and use. And then beyond that is the beginning of the caverns of echoes, as well as the chaos caverns, which are short durations through these bizarre kind of like collapsed and ravine-like areas that shows a path, a map, but following it looks very important. Following it looks like it's going to be difficult. And then on the other side of all of that is the main route that will lead you to Skullport, as well as the eventual entrance where it's believed you could go much deeper into the Undermountain as well.
Right, so there's mainly 2 paths I know about, but then these other, you said there was like 7 different tunnels, but most
Yeah,
of them
you're
lead
looking at
nowhere.
all these other paths. The main path that you're on seems to be the one to stay on for another mile, and based on the description, there should be some kind of collapsed sanctuary up ahead that is the egg chamber.
Does it say anything in the books about like, should I fly up to that tunnel that's going up into the air, or should he use
That
like
tunnel up above, with that survival roll, feels fresh, recent. It's quite
Oh, okay.
possible it might be the source
of the worms?
of the cave-in or the collapse of that one area that you guys had to like get over and across that used to be a clear path. Something very large burrowed through down and landed here, and you could see fresh striations leading down into the darkness of the tunnel.
Guys, that the tunnel above is fresh. That might be a cause of a creature or something that has carved a hole through the top. We should probably move fast.
Okay.
Are we gonna track it down?
No, we don't need to. It could be a big scary spider, Gilmer. Just
Yeah,
gotta
but Wintrood's book says scary things have valuables.
even if they're spiders.
Wintrood, what does your book say on spiders?
Well, I mean, we were testing out a theory that the greater the danger, the greater the rewards. And I've been taking my notes and writing about that. But Dirk is very conservative in his adventuring views, which has served us rather well up to this point.
Yeah, I think we've done good. We've let out 3 of those ghost people, right?
Well, there's such a thing as unintended consequences, but we haven't faced any of those consequences yet. So that's speculation. I would put that in as speculation of So
I know. I'm pretty sure that's going to come back around and be a positive thing later on.
Yeah, no, I'm with him on that. Yeah.
I'm sure they're waiting for us in Skullport, and they've got they're going to give us a deed to a house and a bunch of valuables, and they're just waiting for us there.
I hope that they appreciate me caving in one of their heads.
I mean, yeah, they can't all be winners.
Well, Gelmir, would you say that we just keep heading down this large tunnel then?
Well, why are you asking Gelbert? I'm the one with the book.
Can I tell which way that creature might have gone?
Yeah, give me a survival check with advantage because you're in favorite terrain still.
All right, let's see.
You're deep in the Underdark at this point.
Winchard, I don't know why you're asking Gelbert. I'm
That's
the one with
a
the book.
natural 20 for a total of 26.
You know exactly which direction it went. You can see the fresh striations. You can even see one of the thorny, toothy protrusions of these worms jammed into the wall off to your, jammed into the surface off to your left. And you get the feeling that within the last week or maybe two, that the creature went to the left and up the tunnel to the left, not the main tunnel that you guys are currently on.
Yeah, so it's this tunnel, and look, here's one of its teeth, so it's already worse at biting. I think we are going to do really good.
I think we need to continue down the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Not the one with the worm.
Winchard, this is your fault.
You guys can just hear tears strumming his lute. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
I'm going to try and rip the tooth out of the wall.
Sure, give me a strength check.
All right.
See, Rahi knows.
27.
27? Yeah, it just comes right out. It's maybe about 5 to 10 pounds in the overall weight. There's kind of like this weird kind of dried up fleshy root system around its base. It's maybe about a foot long and about 6 inches in diameter. It's got a weird kind of sweet, noxious smell about it as well.
I heard rumors that these are poisonous, yes? Is that just the flesh or the venom itself?
Give me a history check if you want, or a nature check, your choice.
I mean, is there something in the Underdark that's not poisonous or toxic in some sort of way? Not I'm talking denizens of.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Meanwhile, Gelmir has a big tattoo on his shoulder that's in common, denizens.
It means virtuous.
What'd you get, Rahi?
12.
The tooth is damaging, but most of what you've heard is that the stinger, its tail, is the most devastating aspect of these types of massive worms. And they come in many variations. You're not really sure which one this came from. It's too old to know for sure.
All right.
Let me just check to see if there are actually tracks going down where Alex says we need to go, according to his book.
I mean, if there's tracks, we kill anything that we try.
I'm saying that there might be previous parties or groups that have passed through here on their way to Skullport.
No, I checked. We're good.
You checked
We're good.
what?
I checked for tracks. That's how I knew the worm was through the hole.
Gilbert's like,
Let me just check.
I just walk as he's like searching. I just kind of walk by him. And I don't know if Gelmer is in front of me, but I try to obviously rush ahead of Gelmer to go towards the egg den.
That makes perfect sense. All the caution in the world. Wintrude, as you try to look for a footpath, give me a survival check. You watch as Gelmir and Alexander seem to be in contest at going to the front, with Tyr kind of quickly following up. And you watch as Rahi says that strange kind of thorny protrusion, like retrieved from the cavern wall. What'd you get?
It's a 7.
7? You don't see distinct.
She's a little distracted and frustrated right now.
It's not that you don't see distinct footprints. What you see is a well-worn path. Like you could tell that on the far right-hand side of the cavern that Alexander, or the tunnel that Alexander pointed out, you could see over years of people using that far right path to get deeper and down in the warrens. Like this feels like the right way to go so far.
Let's okay. I'm just gonna follow you, Alex. I'm following. I'm behind.
I see it's out of our hands then.
Well, here's the thing, like that I've learned is they'll keep running ahead, and if they set off any traps or anything, at least we don't set off any. They'll take the brunt of all the damage, and we'll know that there's danger.
And we get to drag their mangled bodies out.
Okay, well, on that optimistic note, let's...
Once I get within like 150 feet of it, I would like to start like investigating for anything unusual that's like different traps or what have you.
Everybody can go ahead and give me perception checks, because I would say you're all in heightened awareness. Gelmir, you have advantage. You're in your favorite terrain still.
A beautiful 9.
Okay.
19.
Okay. Anybody else?
Perception. Well, that's a 31.
Okay. Rahi?
7.
Okay.
That's not even possible.
I rolled a 20 and I have 11 perception.
11 perception?
She is an investigator. Wintrude, as you watch Gelmir and Alexander kind of focused on the pathway forward, Tyr in the middle, Rahi bringing up the rear, and you kind of gauging the area in between. Everybody has walked by it, but you. You can see a large rock that has fallen off the cavern's side and crushed somebody. And underneath the rock sticking out are 2 kind of like legs that seem to be wearing leather trousers, but their boots are gone, and their feet kind of almost have like a hobgoblin kind of, with that 31, it's like, oh, those are hobgoblin feet. And something got crushed by this large rock, and all you can see is just the legs and the feet sticking out from underneath it. And that's when you feel your first tremor. You just feel this, and then it fades. Gelmir, you felt that at least, as you feel that first tremor.
Yo, why are you guys slowing down? Like,
It's all right. It looks like we get to fight the big monster after all.
well, why? I don't understand why you guys are slowing down. We gotta move.
It's fine. You're invincible. Just relax.
I mean, being invincible doesn't mean that you can't get into a really horrible situation. I'm just imagining being invincible in the stomach of a great worm.
I can't even imagine that. Seems very unrealistic. Let's move on.
As you guys continue,
Like, have I seen any gems pop out of like my book?
not yet.
Notify me?
No, it's a pretty well-worn path. It's seen a lot of traffic, a lot of use, both
Thankfully.
from creatures and other things. You guys get a little bit deeper. Then once again, this time a little bit louder, and all of you hear it. And the ground around you kind of tremors a bit. And then you hear cracking noises as you hear large rocks begin to fall from up above. I need deck saves from everybody, please.
Deck saves!
8.
Oh yeah, 21.
Okay. Gelmir?
Hang on a second.
18 for me.
Okay. Rahi?
14.
Okay. Wintrude, you've got Tyr and yourself.
Who's this? Oh, let me do Wintrude.
Do I need to do one for Gribbets?
Yeah, probably. He's flying, so he can have advantage.
So Wintrude is 26. And then Tyr is 20.
Okay.
It's a 9 for Gribbets.
You guys watch as you feel these small and medium-sized boulders begin to kind of like come down as the tremors go right over your head. Gelmir, you watch as Gribbets gets hit by one of the larger boulders for 31 points of force damage. Just goes crashing into him. Is he still up?
Yeah.
Okay. He like gets hit by it, and then the tremors dissipate.
I'm just gonna say, if we went down the tunnel that I had originally said, none of this would happen.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
We can't just willy-nilly go down tunnels, though. We need to go down the one that looks like the most trafficked.
No valuables, large rocks, Gribbets is hurt, and now Alexander's gonna have to spend the rest of his eternity inside the stomach of a great worm.
Well, there's nothing guaranteed here. Let's just keep pressing ahead, stay nimble, stay alert.
All right.
I have no idea whether or not this would work, but I'm imagining this thing might rely on tremor sense. Well, tremor sense to sense us. So next time it's nearby, it might be an idea to try staying very still. I have no idea whether or not this will work, but
Okay. And then if that doesn't work, can we try the exact opposite?
very much so.
Yeah, Gelmir, if you want, I could turn you into a worm.
I don't want that.
Gelmir's eyes get like really big in the dark.
I don't want that at all.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Well, Gelmir, in Dirk's guide, he does say, though, specifically, that the big path is often the right path. And this is the big path.
I need to meet this Dirk guy because I'm getting a lot of conflicting information. I don't know much about books, but it sounds like they're full of shit.
Well, but let's just press ahead.
They're open to interpretation, Gelmir. You can read it one way, and you can read it another way, and then there's always a third way you can read it too.
We got to get you to Candlekeep one of these days.
Yeah, I don't want that either. I'll start walking.
Gelmir starts walking forward deeper into the tunnel.
Yeah,
Further and
I'm
further.
obviously trying to stay ahead of Gelmir at all points in time.
Okay, that's fair. Tyr just shakes his head, continues walking forward as well.
Just gonna let you guys keep running ahead.
About 30 minutes goes by, and no repeat of the tremors. At the end of that 30 minutes, somewhere off in the distance behind you, you could hear a low rumble and maybe a collapse of more of the cavern behind you, but it's further behind. It's been well over an hour since you left the way station to come deeper into these tunnels.
See, I told you guys we're fine.
And now you're in another crossroads tunnel where you can tell that numerous worms have been through here, at least 2 or 3 different ones over a greater period of time, making different pathways yet again. Alexander, go ahead and give me survival with advantage as you begin to recheck your information in your maps.
Well, that wasn't good. 7.
7. It's very confusing. None of these tunnels or this crossroads is represented in your information. Now you're not really sure which tunnel to take.
How many directions are there?
There are 4 different tunnel directions. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 that kind of sort of straight ahead.
Which is the
Can I-
widest?
Give me investigation as you try to determine that.
I want to check and see if I see any signs of worms.
7.
in any of their tunnels.
Okay. Gelmir, give me survival. Yeah, you're not really sure, Alexander. It's confusing.
19.
There's worm sign everywhere.
All right, we need to go down all 4 of these tunnels.
Oh, split up. I like that idea.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the one all the way to the right.
Right. That's what I was gonna take.
Geller, you can't choose the same tunnel I'm choosing.
I'm not sure what part about not splitting the party hasn't sunk in yet.
Richard, do you want to read this book?
Have we gone over this before?
Because it didn't show me that their path split off to 4 ways. I feel like these tunnels are newly crafted to some degree, and to be honest, Gelmer's distracting me with his stupid shiny gem book, and he needs to put it away immediately.
Yeah, no.
He's gonna get us all
books are
killed
full
over
of
here trying to
shit.
find these gems.
Do you have the book
Right.
open still, Gelmir?
I do.
Okay. The center tunnel has an arcane kind of like vapor trail leading in that direction.
All right, Alex. You know what? You could have the right one.
You
I'm
sure?
Gonna go down this. Yeah, I'm gonna go down this middle one right here.
Alexander's just like side eyes Gelmir.
Is the thing with the book is so if Gelmir has it open, is it that only Gelmir sees this trail? Is the
Yeah,
thing?
because he's attuned to the book. Yeah.
I love it. So,
For-
no,
there-
no,
there-
I just want to make sure because that's great.
There's no reason. I'm getting this is what makes sense to me.
That makes sense. No, it's fine. No,
I look at Rahi and Tyr and kind of shrug, and then, but in Wintrid's head, what she's thinking, she has this idea that he's got a motivation for it. Like there's something that's like treasure or something, which might lead to people or things. So that's her in her head. That's what's going on. So, and then I kind of just start following Gelmir down.
Witcher, wait. Can you look at this book and look at this part right here? You see the picture where the eggs are. Can you maybe decipher where we're supposed to go? Because for some reason, this part of the book, it doesn't have as many pictures as the other part of the book. Maybe you can understand what it's saying.
Well, let me take. I'll take. Gelmir, just hang on a second.
Okay, I'll be back by.
No, not be back. Wait. Sure, Alex. Let me take a look. Let me.
I had Witcher the book.
So, Witcher, give me an investigation roll as you spend a few moments to kind of peruse this book that Alexander has acquired back at the Drow community.
That's a 22.
Okay. Most of what Alexander's been gleaming up from it seems to make sense. And sure enough, he's right. This particular stretch of both map and description does not show all of these different ways to go. However, you notice that it does talk about the continuous nature of the main tunnel. And you look at where Gelmir is kind of disappearing into the darkness, and that feels like the right direction. The notes begin to make a little bit more sense.
Well, I'm basing this off the notes, Alex. It seems like the one Gelmir has picked is the correct tunnel.
All right, give me
for our
that book.
purposes.
Okay.
Fine. But don't tell Gelmir he was right.
I promise.
Tyr goes, that's okay.
Cross
I'll
my
tell
heart. All right. All right. Rahi, Tyr, Alex.
Yeah, no, I'm headed there. I'm just letting Gelmir die first.
Gelmir, give me investigation as you get deeper into this tunnel.
All right, to an advantage.
Yes.
Good. 13.
13. You inadvertently step into a rather large amount of worm spore. And you stop and you pull your foot back, and there's this very foul kind of acidic smell like permeating up from this pile of spore. And you're just like, and then sure enough, about 30 feet beyond it, the opening, like the tunnel continues to the right, but to the left, you could see a mix of cavern and excavation. Like something old has collapsed over time. And you can see the beginnings of what feels like a masoned or excavated tunnel entrance with a broad mix of cavern floor where you can begin to see these clusters of strange looking eggs. And there seem to be something kind of fluorescent about them. The vapor trail of the arcane resonance of your book like trails off to the left and into one of the more deeper stone hallways that continues beyond the egg chambers that you can see.
Since I'm ahead of everybody, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to crack open one of these eggs to see what's inside.
Okay. Give me a nature check or sleight of hand. Your choice.
Sleight of hand. That's a 7.
7. So as you begin to kind of try to peel away at one of the eggs, because you force the membrane open in such a way, there's like an explosion of like acidic goo, just this that like sprays up towards you as you take 12 points of acid damage, and you stumble back away from it, wiping the acid off you. You can feel your skin and the hair burn. The rest of you arrive just as Gelmir turns to look, and he's just dripping with this acidic mucus, an egg that's been ripped open, and like a malformed, not quite ready to hatch worm kind of spills out of it.
There's no jump there, is there, Gelmir?
Watch out. Some of these eggs explode on you.
Yeah.
Noted.
I can see.
Noted.
He's like wiping the acidic goo off his face.
This is really weird. Don't get too close to them.
Gelmir, which direction are you thinking?
Why don't you just? I'm gonna go look around for a few minutes. Why don't you just maybe chill? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But you might don't open. Well, let's just follow again. Why are you trying to split the group?
No, I'm just like, I got to mess with these eggs. I figured you guys. I don't want to deprive you of these eggs.
Gelmir, sit down for a second. Let me explain something to you. Look, I can't speak for Alex 100%, but I'm sure Rahi and Tyr, we are not trying to take all your treasure or compete with you in some aggressive way and that's what this is about.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, Gelmir. I would definitely never try to take anything from you.
I don't know what you are. That's
as I pull out the magnifying glass in my bag, and I just like kind of whittle it around my fingers.
I have one just like that.
Yeah, no,
God damn it.
Put it back.
All right, I got a feeling we gotta go over this way, and I'll start heading towards where I saw the arcane trace coming from.
I'm carefully looking to not step on any acid or eggs and steering far
And you can
away.
see clusters of like membrane roots kind of emanating out from underneath the kind of like egg clusters that you could see.
I'm digging through my backpack to see if I have any kind of container large enough to, I guess I could use my alchemy pot or something like that, but I want to see if I can find something that could safely carry an egg or two.
The eggs are roughly 2 feet tall and 2 feet around. Wow. They're quite large. And the kind of undeveloped worm that just spilled out of one of the eggs that Gelmir had interacted with is maybe about 6 feet long and a foot around.
Right, I can help if you just want to grab some of these eggs.
Oh, right.
I'm trying to get a living sample.
Oh,
yeah, no.
Whatever you did here.
Rahi, you could take a knife and scrape it off of Gelmir's face because he's got the acid still. Maybe like they're just cut like a little hole.
Novel as that would be, I'm not interested in contaminated samples.
Oh, it's contaminated. I didn't even think about that. You're probably right.
I'll roll a hole out on the ground and be like, yeah, just put a few in there. It'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure she knows what she's doing.
I immediately take on that notion, and I kind of like slowly try to push an egg into his hole.
Give me a strength check as you do that.
That's a 14.
So as you begin to push on one of the egg clusters, there's like this strange kind of vibrating noise in the background, and you turn, and all 20 of the other clusters begin to kind of like tremble as you're interacting with this one.
We're gonna have to fight hordes of.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
larvae.
kick it. I'm gonna kick it into the hole, and then we're gonna run. You guys ready? And then
I'm gonna have to
I
roll it
immediately
up.
kick the egg into the hole, and then I book it towards the way that Gelmir was going.
All right, give me an athletics check as you do that.
A 9.
9. Your foot goes through the membrane and into the interior of the egg. It spills open, and the acid splashes back onto you as you take 12 points of acid damage.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And you're
alright,
covered in the
right,
goo.
guys.
The malformed, unfinished form of the larva worm spills out onto the ground. And you notice that the other clusters begin to tremble a little bit. And you notice that the root systems, the membric systems that they're attached to, kind of tremble as well and outward. And that's when all of you notice that those tentacles or those root systems, the strange membrane that's attached to them, kind of crawl up the walls and up into the ceiling and into the cavern walls. And they seem to be pulsing slightly.
Is it too heavy to pick up?
You can give me a strength check. Try again on a different one.
I'm gonna roll the hole
Rahi,
back
do you want to throw
close.
one of these in his thing? This didn't work out for me well last time.
I somewhat hastily, given the fact that I think we're going to have to run soon, take out my surgical knife and basically do a couple quick cuts to separate the egg from the wall.
Give me sleight of hand with advantage because you are using your knife.
Sleight of hand. 22.
Now give me an intelligence check and add your proficiency modifier.
I think the fact that I'm attempting this means that. All right, intelligence. Okay, so proficiency, grand total of 10.
Okay. DC was a 10. You managed to sever the main membrane connections. The small 15-pound egg comes loose. And that's when you could feel the worm larva kind of reacting to your touch inside. The egg stays intact. Whatever the fluid is inside of it, you feel like might be what it lives off of. And Gelmir, do you still have the hole open?
I mean, if Rahi's gonna try and put one in, I'll keep it open until she's done, and then roll it up.
So, Rahi, you lift up the egg. It's relatively light. And you take it over to Gelmir's portable hole, and you kind of help yourself down into it, and you set the egg down below. And there's some light sources inside that space that Gelmir maintains. It basically looks like a hoarder's chamber. I mean, there's just little bits of shit everywhere. But the light that's in there, you could translucently see that coiled up 6-foot long developing worm inside of it, kind of reacting. But as you pull yourself out, all 5 of you notice that the agitation of the worm clusters are getting more present and more active. And off in the distance, you can hear a low rumble.
Guys, we could sell that egg for so much money. Let's go.
I think they're excited about it. I think they want us to get more.
I mean, Galbert, we for sure could sell these. I'm sure no one has been taking eggs since they're whole heavy and bringing them to Skullport. I mean, imagine we bring newly harvested eggs, untouched, into Skullport. They're gonna be like, oh my god. They're gonna give us a house, a mansion. I mean, everything we ever dreamed of.
I'll roll up the hole, and I'm gonna like look over at Gribbets. And I know Alexander wants to sell this worm, but I secretly want to raise it.
I'm also going to grab the half-formed one that Gelmir tore open and start tromping down the path that Gelmer seems to have been
Okay.
fixated upon.
So is everybody following Gelmer at
Yeah.
this point?
Yeah, and I'm looking for like any sort of like bad places to stop.
Yeah, I would say all of your passive perception and the awareness of this egg chamber, things are mostly dangerous if you interact with the eggs themselves.
Is it really dark in here?
It's both dark and there's a slight kind of bioluminescence kind of emanating from all the different egg clusters. So it kind of disrupts your dark vision if you have it. And as you guys follow Gelmer, he's carefully picking his footing through what he can see. Gelmer, give me a perception or investigation, your choice.
All right, and I do have that 10 feet of blind sight too, just in case it comes out. That's another natural 20 for 26.
Nice. You feel yourself come out of the egg chamber and onto stone flooring, like stone that's been worked into a floor. And you're now in a collapsed hallway. And you can see the hallway goes forward 30 feet, goes to the right, then goes to the left. And you're beginning to see engravings on the wall, these etchings, these engravings of different variations and depictions of different sized worms in stages of development. Up ahead, there's a strange kind of glow emanating, maybe around the third corner of this hallway that goes forward. And there's a almost tomb-like vibe of the space that you're in. Like you're in some kind of sanctuary or tomb entrance, which would match with what Alexander was stating further up the tunnel to look for.
I think we're gonna release a new friend, everybody.
All of you gather right behind Gelmer and could see. For you, Gelmer, with your book in mind, you could see that kind of like translucent vapor of energy kind of guiding you deeper up ahead.
I mean, I'll head in that direction.
Okay.
I'm closely examining like the walls as I'm walking up, very interested in the diagrams of the different stages of worms and things.
It feels like the representation of their development. Like one like stone representation on the wall is the worm growing to full size and then being kind of like these strange mechanical contraptions being adhered to its body. Another one is of somebody in mage attire, like casting a spell on an egg cluster. Another one is a young worm in appearance where the mage seems to be casting a spell and kind of manipulating it. Another one is of followers feeding the worms. So this feels like the kind of story of the egg chamber, the story of what this place might have been used for.
Guys, I think they used this egg chamber and harvested these worms to do experiments on them. And some sort of weird ritual with these worm creatures.
I have always
This
been
egg
fond-
might sell for a lot, is what I'm basically saying.
I've always been fond of living tools. Does it? Can I see sort of what the people are feeding?
Here's Rahi say that. Like looks at her.
Can I see what the wall is showing them feeding the worms, or is it just?
Yeah, you can give me a nature check as you try to examine the pictures more carefully and cautiously.
All right. 19.
19. Looks like kind of like dismembered parts of humanoid forms.
Pleasant.
Gelmir, as you lead the group a little bit further into the kind of hallways that are now angling different ways, you stop at the final turn where the glow is coming out of, and you look around the corner. As you look around the corner, it's strange. You could see this large worm-like statue. These 6 cloaked figures that are standing perfectly still, facing another cloaked figure with its hands raised up and what looks to be like a dead form on an altar. But it all seems frozen in time. Like, as you peer into the darkness, the luminescent light is coming from the thousands of small gems emblazoned into the large statue behind the altar. And the statue itself stands about 12 feet tall. And it's this strange worm-like creature with many tendrils kind of blooming out of the bottom and this strange kind of visage on it. It seems like you've come across a ceremony that was either disrupted or never completed. Nothing's moving. And you could see that the main figure that seems to be doing the ceremony is very much desiccated. They're like very much corpse-looking face, the ashy skin that's dried and peeling away from a mouthful of teeth and like a sneer. It's almost as if this great ceremony got started and just never finished.
Wintrid, how many people are we supposed to be setting free? Because like, there's like 7 more in here. We could just like, we'll have our whole army.
But those are like frozen corpses. They seem to be just stuck in whatever in the mid-ritual summoning.
Yeah, I feel like we've released deader than this already.
But I don't think they're connected to the 7.
But there's 7. That's ridiculous, Winter. It's not. There's 7 of them.
I pull out the staff, Theo's staff, and give like an experimental tap to the main figure. I have no idea how this thing works. Oh dear. That's not a good sign.
So Gailmare, with you up front looking around the corner and everybody else beginning to come around, that's what you guys see.
I immediately look at the sacrifice and I pull out a bottle of booze and I sort of like pour it like on the ground, like I'm like kind of like pouring out a little bit of liquor. Like pouring out a little bit of liquor for my friends here, and as I'm doing this, I'm casting False Life, which requires alcohol to cast, and gaining some temporary hit points.
Okay. So far, the figures seem frozen in place. They're mid-ceremony of something, and you can see the large... This is basically what you guys can see.
Did Rahi's like staff?
She taps it, and nothing really happens.
Try hitting it harder.
I don't think that would make any real difference. It's best not to force these things, I don't think.
You said there's like a sacrifice on the table? Like
it looks like it, but it's desiccated corpse.
Along with the other standing desiccated corpses.
Yeah, like it just feels like it was just stopped mid-function. And it's been here for a long time. The underground, the one thing that's been continuous for you guys, that the deeper that you get, the easier it is for organic matter to kind of be preserved.
Can we make it like to that statue, like the worm statue, or is it?
Sure. I mean, it's a pretty, from your vantage point, Galmir, this is kind of what, you're seeing.
Yeah,
you can see an open floor that leads up over to the stairs.
want to investigate the statue and just see what's going on with it. If there's
Okay.
any buttons or any weird arcane or natural phenomenon.
Okay. And about that point, you feel a stone plate fall underneath your foot. Give me a deck save, please.
12.
12. You guys watch as a shower of darts come from the right and just pelt the whole right side of Gelmir's form for 31 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
Damn.
Heads up.
And as he turns to look to tell you that, there's like 24 darts sticking out of the right side of his form. Like, just totally like his side profile is porcupine.
How could such a small being absorb so many darts? He's
I might be small in stature, Winfred, but I'm big in life.
Do you
I
keep
was.
going, Gelmir?
Yeah, but now I'll keep an eye out for it.
Like,
now I'll keep an eye out.
give me an investigation check with advantage, please. This is your
Actually,
familiar
I'll
terrain.
just go ahead and cast Find Traps.
Okay. The entire chamber lights up all over the place. You can see about 36 of those small stone plates littered across the floor. You can see that every other stone on the stairwell leading up is littered with signs of loose stones that feel like triggers. At the base of this cage to your left, you can see that it's designed to fall on anyone that tries to investigate it. You also could see at the base of the altar a series of trap glyphs all the way around the base of the altar are kind of lighting up as you recognize the altar itself is trapped.
All right, I've got some good news and I've got some bad.
Start with
Bad
the bad.
news. Okay, perfect. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
The bad news is there's about 7,000 traps in here, roughly, if my math is right.
I don't think you ever learned math. 7,000 has 3 zeros in front of it.
That's okay.
In front of it.
How numbers work, I get it.
Fine.
But the good news is I know where all of them are. And I'll just start pointing them all and like probably saying it a little faster than I should, considering how much that last one hurt.
Gelbert, disable the traps.
It's a lot of traps.
You know how long it's going to take to disable 7,000 traps?
Yeah, you have a creature thing that could help you.
The worm?
No, that's not up for discussion.
Meanwhile, like Gribbets is just flying, in the hallway.
Gribbets almost died. He needs to chill.
Gribbets is strong.
Well, I know that.
I'm gonna cast Wintrude casts protection from good and evil on herself,
Okay.
and she's gonna follow Gelmir to the base where.
What kind of traps are there, Gelmar?
There's like dart traps, and
Okay.
I point to my side of my body.
If you want to, Gelmir, you can take 15 minutes and chalk outline everything that you see.
Yeah, I'll
While
do
this,
that.
while
Okay.
this is going on, I'm going to look for any rubble. Basically, the thing that I'm looking for is like a largest roundish rock.
Back through when you came through the egg chamber, I would say there's no problem finding a large round rock, and you gotta pick it up.
All right.
Do I see all these worshippers in front of me?
Yeah, you guys see what you see.
I'm going to basically sort of like two-handed bowl the boulder forward and just roll it down the hallway.
Okay. You roll it. It's Gelmir's like, I chalked everything already. You could just like avoid where the chalk is.
Gelmir, wait a second, because I'm gonna cast a spell on all those people up there.
Okay, what are you casting?
And I'll just stand there waiting.
Okay, I think I'm gonna. I think this is a good idea, but this could be a really bad idea. This could be a real bad idea, or it could be a really good idea. Okay, I'm gonna cast Sickening Radiance.
Okay.
It takes up a 30 feet sphere.
Okay.
And
what do you want to set
cast
it
from the edge towards the front of the steps so that they would still be in it if they're like running towards me.
Okay. So like that.
So I guess it's 5 tiles. No wait, yeah,
6
4?
tiles.
6 tiles. 6 tiles.
It's like that.
Yeah, like that, but more aimed towards us in the center, I guess. But yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're all the same, right?
Mm.
Maybe back a little bit further, like towards just to the edge of Gelmir's feet, like right. Oh my god, this little body. It's not gonna make it easy for you to move, huh?
No, it's locked. Let me edit it. Well, I could move it.
Yeah, like
here.
There. And I tell Gelmir to run back.
Okay.
Gelmir, run back a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so this spell, it dim greenish light spreads with, and I have concentration now. Dim greenish light spreads with 30 foot radius. Sphere centered on the point you choose within the range. The light spreads around the corners and it lasts until the spell ends. When a creature moves into the spell for that first time or the turn starts there, that creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage and suffer 1 level of exhaustion. It emits a dim greenish light in a 5 foot radius. This light also makes it impossible for a creature to benefit from being invisible. The light and any levels of exhaustion caused by the spell go away when the spell ends.
So, as Alexander steps up, warns Gelmir to come backwards slightly. He begins to invoke this spell, this radiant spell that kind of like explodes at the center of the dais up over the altar and begins to boil outwards. As the edge of the spell reaches you, Gelmir, you watch as it suddenly begins to collapse in on itself, and then the spell shatters into like great like shards of energy, and you watch as the crystalline structures absorb it. And then slowly the crystalline structures begin to emanate a strange green energy that begins to strike each one of the individuals. And kind of spiderwebbing in between each one of them. As the spell collapses, you notice that each of the individuals begin to twitch.
Okay, I guess we are releasing them.
Their desiccated forms making tearing and cracking noises. The glow of the crystalline structures then release the full amount of energy into the main kind of like ceremonial individual who's doing the ceremony. Comes in, and that's when the form opens its mouth. It just begins this desiccated echo. I need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
That's not what I wanted to happen.
That's not the thing I wanted with the stuff.
16 over here. I'll put it in my name.
All right. Somebody roll for tier for me.
Yeah, I'll get it in a second here. Tier is going to be Tyr is an 8.
Got Wintrude. And then Wintrude, you have an 18/8, so you'll go first with Alexander on deck. What would you like to do, Wintrude?
Oh my gosh, what would I like to do? Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. Run away. My instinct is to let me just check the range on this again because it's been a long time. 60 feet. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the. It's hard to tell. The one that's on the right from our angle.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be a
Range
dex
attack or a save?
It's a dex save.
Okay.
A 15 on his.
2 + 0 is 2. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. 2d8. 2d8. Ooh, killing it. 4 radiant
4 points
damage.
of radiant damage. Okay. You guys watch this streak of radiant energy. Goes like striking towards the first one to the right. Crashes into it and kind of burns a hole through the cloak and into the desiccated body underneath. Still animates. Still beginning to turn around.
And then I'm going to hide behind Rahi.
Okay.
Ever so bravely.
Don't move, Rahi.
With I get to re-roll that one. So my stealth is 24.
Okay. Alexander, you are up with Rahi on deck.
Based on like my Arcana knowledge, does it seem that any spells I cast like this are gonna? or
I
at
mean, you
least-
can take a bonus action to do an Arcana check.
And then as far as the traps that Gelmir pointed out, was
He
that
pointed out the ones on the floor, the ones over by the cage. He did not have enough time to go up to the altar and point those ones out yet.
okay? And so I guess my last question on that is: so is there an object on the screen right now that looks like it absorbed the spell, or does it look like all the creatures kind of absorb the spell?
These crystalline structures that you can see.
Okay.
That's what absorbed it, refracted the spell back, and the energy poured into the desiccated robed figures, and then it spiderwebbed back into the statue behind it. The statue then broadcast that energy down to the one that's doing the ceremony.
Okay, so we're kind of helping them out in a sense, which is always good. The main big thing with the wings, is that alive?
So far, it hasn't moved. It looks to be more statue than living.
Yeah, but you never know with these things. Okay, so
Gelmir needs some coffee.
I think I'm gonna do.
I can use some too.
Told the
Oh, that's
dead
right.
body.
I'll bring in Gribbets in while you're trying to figure out what to do.
Told the dead. I think. Could always darkness them.
Gigantic gribbets.
No, I was gonna. If I don't want to.
They have a new size! Yay! Oh, and I forgot to be zoomed out. My bad. I always forget about that. There's still a few bugs they're working on, but yeah, they added a new size, 0.5.5. That's awesome.
He's medium sized right now.
Is he medium?
Yeah,
So he would be more like that.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
He's,
that's fair.
he's big enough to ride, but I can't fly on him yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I get 60 feet back, but in line of sight of whichever the closest creature to me. Are they now facing me, or are they still facing the altar?
They're in the process of animating. They're in the process of beginning to turn around. The one doing the ceremony just let out this ghastly, like, exhale of just that just kind of echoes back into the chamber.
I kind of advise everybody to like pull into this choke, and I want to back up like 5 feet to the edge of that choke if I can.
Like right here?
Yeah, I mean, but ideally I want to be in front of what is that, Tyr?
Yeah.
It's Tyr. I'm hoping Tyr gets, I guess, behind me, but yeah, I guess is base to base. Or actually, can I go up into
Can you
that
guys
corner?
hold on one sec? I keep getting
Yeah.
a call. Hold on.
I think. Yeah. So.
I think I'm gonna have Tyr cast a Fairy Fire.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
Fairy
about to
Fire,
do my-
but it's gonna absorb it.
Oh, you think it
Oh,
absorbed?
no.
No, it didn't absorb my Sacred Flame. I don't think it's absorbing tons of magic or anything.
I think
Well,
maybe
absorb
because
my
yours was
AoE.
radiant. But it was radiant.
I don't know, but Sacred Flame is radiant too.
Oh, is it? I'm gonna try lightning arrow and see how that works.
That's really unfortunate because that thing would have messed everybody up.
Well, that's what my lightning arrow is gonna do a lot to one person and a little bit to everybody within 10 feet.
I
of
mean,
me.
Yeah, 'cause it'll
4d10
arc off.
and they take a level of exhaustion. That would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
I only have one spell slot left now.
Well, in combat, really, we would have needed them to get to 2 levels of exhaustion for it to make like, a huge difference.
Sorry about that. It's IKEA's delivery system. I thought it was strange that I never get calls on Sunday at all. And they were just calling to confirm the delivery for Monday. Sorry about that. All right, Alex, what else do you want to do?
Okay, yeah. I actually want to move to that corner up in front of, all the way straight ahead. I guess like 3 squares ahead of me. Left, and now left one. Back to the corner.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I just want to peek out enough to, like, I guess, shoot Toll the Dead at whatever the closest character I could shoot is.
Be this one right here.
Yeah, okay. And that is a Wisdom 17 save.
That is a 19 plus 0, so that's a 19.
It's beautiful. And then I'll use my bonus action to see if I can understand what this thing does.
What thing does?
That spell that took that radiant crystal.
Okay,
that
give me
took
an
my spell.
Arcana check as you try to focus it on the now green
Oh.
crystals and the energy that was absorbed.
3.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't familiar magic to you. You're having a hard time figuring out what's going on here.
All right.
All right, Rahi, you are up with Gelmir, or I'm sorry, Rahi, you're up with Tyr on deck.
They can
Alright.
trigger traps too, right? Yeah, they can.
I'm going to walk to basically next to Alex to form that choke point.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out the staff, call out to them, I bear the mark of your master. Obey me. And I focus my will into the staff. I have no clue
As
whether or
you
not this would work.
pour your attunement and infinity into the staff, there's a vibration, a sense of resonance. But as the energy tries to pull at these creatures, there's something wrong. Almost as if it's not designed for these. The desiccated form behind the altar echoes out in its ghastly voice. We answer to Zeno, not you. As your staff has no effect.
The old-fashioned way it is, then. Do it. Did that count as my action or anything like that?
Oh yeah, that was definitely your action. You still have your
Okay.
bonus action and a little bit of move left.
I'll stay here then.
Okay.
You can back up maybe a
But
little bit.
I'll put away the staff.
I
Okay.
guess it doesn't matter.
All right. Tyr, you're up with Gelmir on deck. I rolled a 3 for my initiative, so I get to go last.
So, Tyr's gonna step up and say, he's gonna sing out, "Your hopes of defense are always a liar. Take a face full of fairy fire."
I love it.
Whoosh. Just centered on centered on the.
The big guy.
Would it be smart to center it on the altar and it like
Could be,
blooms
yeah.
out from them?
And
or-
and that's concentration, right?
Fairy fire is concentration, as far as I know. Let
Yeah.
me look. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let me make a note of it too. Here are my
Yep.
notes.
He's concentrating on that. And what's the area of effect?
It's a 20-foot cube or something like that. Let me check again. It's a. That's what I was trying to get. Each object in a 20-foot cube is
Which would be
outlined
basically 4 tiles, right?
Yeah. So just whatever affects the most of them, I guess.
All
is
right.
the deal. Yeah.
Center it right on the altar, covers the entire dais. He still has some move and his bonus action.
He's gonna take cover at the corner behind Alex, and then she's gonna peek back around the corner and see Gelmir. Gelmir, you're still like at the front, right? Like you haven't.
Oh yeah, he's midway into the main space because he was making his way up to chalk-mark the altar when Alexander cast, and then it ignited the effects of the crystals.
He peeks over, slams on his lute, and gives Gelmir
Inspiration.
Arctic inspiration.
Kill them all!
And do they have to make a dex save for fairy fire?
Yes, they do.
And is his Arctic a D8 or a D10 right now?
I think it's a D8 still, or is it? Well, he's level 9, right?
He's level 9. Let me look. Shoot. That's
The
like
main-
features and traits, right?
The big guy, or
It's a
the main-
D8.
Okay.
Okay.
One.
Do we
2,
each roll a
3,
D8
4,
or you just
5,
roll it
6.
once?
It's only a single
I
target.
get it.
Yeah, it's Gelmir's the target.
Ah, okay. Good for you, Gelmir.
With that,
I'll need it.
so 2 of them save, the rest fail.
Okay. It's a 17, I think.
Anything else Tyr wants to do?
That's it. And he'll stay like against the corner, like where you can kind of peek out and
So he'll come over here.
yeah.
Okay. All right, Gelmir, you're up, and then the bad guys are on deck.
Alrighty then.
The entire platform is now lit up with cotton candy and light and sparkles at this point.
How many of them are within 10 feet of like the big guy?
I would say the front row of 4 are.
Okay. I am going to use my bonus action to cast Lightning Arrow.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot at the big dude.
Okay.
And I have
Go ahead.
advantage, I believe.
Give me that ranged attack.
And he was affected by fairy fire, right? I have advantage on
Correct.
this.
You do have advantage. He does have half cover from the altar.
Right. So I rolled a 14, so I'm going to use that Bardic.
Okay.
That makes it a filthy 20.
Strikes him in the chest. It weaves its way through the other forms. And you just watch as his kind of like desiccated chest just kind of take the full brunt of the force of the arrow.
All right, so he is going to take some. I'll roll his damage right now.
Okay.
And then I'm going to need those 4 that were within range to do a saving throw.
Okay. Deck saves.
Yes.
That
17.
is a 8, 15, a 1, and a 7.
It's a
All
17.
right,
right?
my save?
Yeah.
Actually, I got to check on that.
Checks notes.
My spell save is a 14.
Okay. So only 1 saves.
Okay, so the big guy is going to take 12 lightning damage. So
Okay.
I rolled very poorly.
Shoot the crystal.
The 3 that don't save are going to take 12 damage, and the one that does save is going to take 6.
Okay.
And then that's a good point. Are those crystals, are they taking damage? Are they within 10 feet of him? Because they would have to as well.
No, they are pulsing with energy that seems to be feeding the large statue behind them.
Ooh. Okay. Then I'm just going to take my second crossbow shot, and then I'm going to back out of there.
Okay. Go for it.
Can you? Are they targets? Like, can we shoot the crystals?
You can certainly try if you want to.
Does an 11 hit the big bad?
No, you watch as the arrow floats to the right and clunk, like bounces off the statue in the wall.
All right, so then I will just move back behind everybody, and I'll have Dribbits move a little bit further back as well, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Bad guys are now up.
Yeah, I'm
He
wondering
is
if maybe we
going
should
to
go back.
use. He is going to use Dark Embrace, which will bolster all of his followers.
Jerk.
Each of the followers will now Shadow Step or Chaos Step towards Rahi.
Onto the traps, right?
They are hovering 2 inches above the floor.
I cast
Back.
Raised Floor.
I will.
Is that a spell?
You know what? I almost want it to be one because it sounds cool.
It does.
Like some type of spatial distortion just to make like reality seem to get in the way of an opponent's movements. That would actually be a pretty interesting.
Wouldn't that be cool?
For the
I guess Shape Earth could do that, right?
well, Graviturgy wizards can actually
Graviturgy
enhance,
wizards could do
they
it
can
too,
enhance
yeah.
gravity and make them go 5 feet down.
You watch as he channels the crystal structures. The energy forms up into the statue. The statue broadcasts this green energy, like lightning, down into the individuals. Each of the individuals focus that energy, and a blast of a green ray of energy comes out of them as an equal group, striking Rahi in the chest, crashing into her. Rahi, give me a dex save, please.
Is this my spell? Going back into Rahi?
Oh no.
4.
Rahi, you take 23 points of necrotic damage. You guys watch as the very limited amount of her form that's present, her clothes kind of like age a bit. Her limited kind of appearance is like kind of aging as her life force is just kind of sapped from the necrotic effect of the spell.
I don't have much of that left. Give it back.
That will finish the bad guy's turn. Top of the second round, Wintrude. Oh, you know what? This would be a good spot to take a break. Let's go ahead and take our break, grab our drinks, use the restroom, and when we come back, we'll do the second half of
Gonna
the
grab
combat.
some coffee.
Coffee. All right, we are back.
Did you change sweaters?
I'll put a sweater on. It's cold.
It is chilly in California today, man. It is cold. We are not used to this weather. We have it started raining this morning, and we have rain, I think, until the end of Monday. And it's cold enough that whatever moisture we're getting today, man, is going to be more snow up in Idlewild and Big Bear. So it's going to be White Mountains. I think we're going to get one of those April snow seasons this year. Because we got storms stacked out for the foreseeable future, off and on. Not that the ground can take anymore. Just waiting on Wintrude to get back, and then we'll start the top of the second round. I feel so bad that Tyr missed out on this. I think he would have enjoyed this fight. Especially if you guys survive.
I was looking forward to getting my first undead minions.
Yeah, unfortunately, these are the ones that are anchored to Xeno, so...
It was worth a try. It never hurts to ask politely.
I'm upset that you absorbed my spell.
I did. The crystals did.
Yeah.
I honestly wasn't expecting you to do that. I was thinking you guys would just like go up to the altar after the traps were pointed out and like examine everything and then come away from it. But once you cast that spell, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Figured now's the time to try to kill everything.
Come on, Wintrude, where are you? Get your butt back here. Probably making coffee is probably what he's doing.
I was annoyed on my 4d8 that I only rolled 12.
Yeah, that's on the low side. That's an RNG you'd rather not have to deal with. All right, Wintrude, you are up with Alexander on deck. What are you doing?
No pressure.
Oh, no, this is easy. You've done this a million times.
Just kill all of them except for one, and we'll finish it.
I was thinking of aiming at the leader.
It's currently around the corner. You'd have to move into the choke point to be able to see him.
Don't do it.
I've hit him twice.
I mean, but I can always roll out and then hide because I have that. So I'm gonna take out my crossbow.
Okay.
And do what I think is a completely badass sort of battle roll.
That's your viewpoint right there.
I have advantage, right? He's covered. Did he fail his fairy fire roll or?
Yes, he did. So you do have advantage on him. All the others have moved out of the fair fire effect at this point.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if you get caught in it, it stays with you even if you move out of the.
It's not Yeah.
I thought if you target it into an area of effect, it affects that area.
No, it affects the people that failed to save.
Yeah, just the people.
So 4 of them in the group are lit up, and then the main bad guy is lit up as well.
Yeah, but I think the cube now goes away, right? Like if I walk in there, I'm not tagged.
I don't know. It's a concentration effect.
I think the concentration is to keep the lingering
to keep the ones
effect
that are
on the
tagged.
people.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so.
Yeah, my other group uses this all the time, and it drives me nuts.
So there's a.
But it has friendly fire, so what you cast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So I rolled a filthy 20.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And then so the initial damage is. Jesus, are you kidding me? A 6, and then let me get that sneak attack damage going.
Okay.
Max damage.
So what? That's the whole damage is 12, 17, 21, 24. 24
Nice.
piercing damage.
Watches the arrow, the bolt, kind of like shreds through all the other forms, like in between them, arcs up over the altar, hits the guy like right in the left chest. No physical reaction to it. Just he's in that ceremonial pose, holding something in his right hand, and he just kind of his like neck makes a creaking sound as he kind of looks to see where you are, and as a reaction, he brings his hands together. All the eyes of those floating in front of you light up as this kind of like sickly energy strikes in at you. Go ahead and give me a dex save, please, Wintree.
Ooh, that's not good. Where's my feature and traits for dodging stuff? Sorry, yeah. Evasion.
No worries.
Okay, so dex save. That's a 14.
14 will fail.
Damn it!
Are you going to evade? You should have
Oh no,
evasion.
so evasion, when you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex save,
Correct.
to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw.
Right. So you
And
fail,
only
so you
half
take
if
half.
you fail. Yeah.
Right. So you'll take half of 18 points of necrotic damage.
Ew. And then with that, that'll definitely have her boldly hide behind Rahi again.
Rahi's out in the open.
Oh, Rahi's out in the open. Oh, yeah, I'll move back to cover there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Stealth check will be...
Is evasion a bonus action?
I think it's a reaction.
Reaction.
It's a reaction, yeah.
Thank you. Yep. Give me what'd you get for stealth?
I got a 12. Nobody sees me. Nobody
I
sees
don't.
me.
That'll finish Wintry's
You don't even
turn.
see me now. You can't hear me because I'm gone.
Alexander.
Okay.
You
We
are
are
up.
abandoned.
All right.
You're up with Rahi on deck.
I have 3 different options I'm contemplating here. Okay, so
Uh-oh.
can you tell me about the leader himself? Like what do I like?
If you want to take a bonus action to perceive him, sure.
well, like what
or
does he
insight.
look like? Does he look like? Is he holding? What is he holding?
If you want to take a bonus action to figure out what he's holding, absolutely.
Can you just pan the camera to the left a little bit?
I can certainly
You're
tell you what's going
blocking
on
it.
if you take a bonus action to do it. Sure.
Oh my god.
This is a good conversation. I like this.
I'm trying to determine, do I just jump to him, or do I just stand here and we take out these guys first? Now I feel if I could disrupt him in any matter, it will make it easier for all of us. So
Yeah, I don't know. We keep pounding him with arrows and everything, but
Yeah,
like
we all know you can't die, so it's fine.
so
Ken is like,
you
you got this, buddy. You got this.
did he fail the save on Fairy Fire?
Yes, he is lit up.
yeah, he's got. I took it. I had advantage on him. So
I can always teleport out with my bonus action. Okay. Okay.
Killing me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. I walk up to the guys, to the whole group of people, and I am going to cast. Hold on. Let me see if this is. I don't think it does the allies. Well, you can also. Oh, I can bring somebody with me.
spicy.
As long as their weight doesn't exceed what I carry.
Oh, that might be a problem for me.
No, but not with Gelmir and Witcher. Well, they're also range characters, so I don't need to bring them with me.
Get the fuck out of here! Don't touch me!
I can bring somebody with me. I can bring
I was like, what are you doing? Don't touch me. We're in the middle of a fight. You're trying to get grab ass with me? Get away! Get away!
Witcher and Gelbert, you guys don't want to go in melee with somebody, right?
That shit's trapped. Get out of here.
You guys don't want to go. Okay. Can you just
Take
tell
tier.
me, Jason, if Thunderstep, it doesn't. I don't think it does any allies. But is there
No,
any way
Thunderstep is all AOE, so anybody there gets hit by it.
When you land,
Yeah.
the noise can be heard for long distance.
so it's only when I land then.
Correct. Not the explosion of you grabbing someone and going. It's when you arrive. So when you arrive in front of this person, it's going to cause the effect.
Okay, how many feet am I from Mr. Crazy Man?
Mr. Crazy.
Oh, is that his name? Did we get that? Did I miss it?
He's 60 feet away.
It's in his book.
Okay.
His book.
Would I take an area opportunity if I ran 30 feet ahead? Like, do
Hard
these
to
guys?
know. These things seem to be all acting in unison to his behavior.
Right.
I would guess one thing you notice is that he seemed to have a reaction to what Wintrude did. So you get the feeling that this is him utilizing this area for its effect and its purpose. Oddly enough, giving you the opportunity that maybe moving through these may not cause any reaction from them.
Okay.
It's trapped.
It's a trap.
All right.
There you go, Alex.
I know. This is a rough one. I am okay. So I'm going to. I guess I could cast this. Okay. This doesn't require concentration though. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis, which gives me 25 temp hit points, and anybody that attacks me takes 5 cold damage.
Yep.
Or no, 25 cold damage because it's level 5.
Yep.
And then I am going to run 30 feet ahead and then use my bonus action to teleport with Relentless Hex 30 feet up into his face.
Like right in base with him?
If I could teleport onto the pillar and have some sort of height advantage, that sounds cool too.
Well, I would have told
So-
Alexander ahead of time that the altar is like trapped everywhere.
Okay, so then I teleport to a non-trapped area.
I had it ready to go.
I teleport to a non-trapped area adjacent to him.
Based on what Gelmir described, the altar itself, so either this side or this side.
Yeah, I will take that side right there.
Okay. As you teleport there. That'll finish your turn?
That finishes my turn.
All right. Rahi, you are up. You just watched as Alexander stepped alongside you. He cast something on himself, and his armor turned like an icy cold. And then he runs through the different individuals and ports himself up behind the altar. And he's now standing in base to base with the main kind of like ceremonial creature behind the altar.
And I say,
Everybody-
foreshadow fell. All right.
And everybody else is currently behind you. What would you like to do, Rahi? And then, Tyr, you're on deck.
There are traps everywhere around me, right?
All on the ground, Gelmir had enough time to circle where all the different stone plates are. And then he made it over to the cage and circled the pedestal of the cage. So the immediate traps in this area are known to you, yes.
All right, I'm going to shamble up to one of the glowing ones.
Okay. Bringing right up to this one. Avoiding the traps.
I'm going to do one heavy attack, so...
Go for it.
All right. 15 to hit.
15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm going to do...
And that was with advantage, right? because they're lit up with
I guess I could
ferrocyanide.
technically crit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that was lower. Anyway.
By the way,
let's
the
see.
15 just barely hit, so that is their AC.
Gotcha. So I'm going to do grappling strike.
Okay.
So athletics or acrobatics.
So you're attempting to grapple one of these things?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 9 for the shadowy, the desiccated figure in front of you.
So 20. I'm not even going to bother rolling the superiority dice.
You've got it grappled. And it's like its form is like, it's just like paper and bone. I mean, there's no weight to it. You could like feel all the desiccated flesh kind of flake off as you kind of like bring it in towards your grapple.
Lovely, just lovely.
I'm going to drag it. Can I see the like little slits where all the darts are meant to come out?
What's your passive perception?
Pretty low.
If
9.
it's below, yeah, no, you don't see them. You'd have to take time to try to find them.
All right, I'm just going to like take a leap of faith, drag it in front of the wall closest to me, and then step on one of the pressure plates.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's great.
So you drag it this way or the other way? Which wall?
The first one. To
This
the
one?
left. Yeah.
Okay. You drag him with you, and then you step on the pressure plate. You hear as the entire wall opposite of all the figures, a shower of darts. Are you using the guy as a shield as you watch the darts come out of the wall?
I was pretty much trying to jam him into the wall.
Well, it turns out that the darts are coming from the other side.
God
The
damn
other
it.
wall. You went the wrong direction. But it still fills up the space with darts.
All right.
And they kind of like stick in to all the creatures that are floating there. And various numerous kind of like darts are striking them. They kind of buffet and jerk from the effect of the darts striking them. And you can see at least 6 of the darts coming towards you.
I'm not going to lie. My plan was to cram him into where the darts were coming out, so I don't think I'd be able to use him as a shield in that
Go ahead and
case.
give me a dex save then, please.
All right. May the dice be merciful. They were not. 6.
Take 12 points of piercing damage, please.
All right. And I think I still have my second attack, so...
Correct. This guy is grappled. Are you just gonna like squeeze him, or what are you doing with him?
Slam him into the wall a couple of
All
times.
right, go for it.
It's kind of the awkward thing. Like, I take -5 if I'm going to do the Great Weapon Master thing.
Okay.
But I suppose I have to announce that. I guess it was my intention, so I missed.
It's up to you. However you want to slam him into the wall, it's up to you.
Like, it doesn't seem fair to say, like, if I roll something low, I would just hit normally, but if I roll something higher, I would actually do a heavy attack, because I think you're supposed to announce that you're doing that before you roll. So...
It's up to you. Either way works. Because I would say you'd have enough time to react, and you've grappled him, dragged him over to the wall. Your intention was to step on the plate, have him get peppered with darts, but then you watch the darts come from the other direction across the room. I would say that in anger and frustration would trigger your heavy attack.
All right, in that case, I miss.
Okay. What'd you roll? Remember, he's lit up, so you have advantage.
Yeah, that was with advantage.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
You rolled a 14. Yeah, you pick him up and you go to slam him into the wall. And as you slam him into the wall, there's like a thin energy barrier that ruptures for a moment. As you get the feeling that this thing has some kind of protection around it. That'll finish your turn?
Yep.
All right. Tyr, you are up with Gelmir on deck.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop around the corner
Okay.
and just hit the loot and give bardic inspiration to Rahi first.
Okay. What is Tyr saying?
Something about just keep doing what you oughta, don't get beat like a pinata, and something like that. I think.
So bonus action, bardic inspiration to.
It's hard to rhyme things with pincushion. The guy all those darts, and I was like, pinata is easier. So, and then he does that, and then he switches to his crossbow, and he also shoots at the leader.
Okay, go for it.
That
Take a
helps
shot.
bringing him down. So that's let me just get my crossbow and +7 to hit. Okay.
Okay.
Shoot. Man, it's only a 13.
13.
Or
Goes
no,
out to the left.
Yeah, 13. It's just a 13.
It's got advantage. He's lit up.
Oh yeah, duh. I didn't roll twice. That's a 19.
That'll hit. Arrow striking the cloaked figure in the shoulder.
So that's a 7 piercing damage.
Okay. It is a fresh round. So as a reaction, all of the eyes begin to light up. This green energy pours out of the different floating forms into Tyr. Have Tyr make a dex save, please.
Dex save for Tyr. Dex save for Tyr. Man, that's an 11.
11. That's going to be 18 points of necrotic damage. That will mark the reaction from this round.
Okay, let me just notice hit points here. I got it. Yeah, okay.
All right. Anything else Tyr wants to do?
Move back behind the wall.
Okay.
Like, it just, again, like...
Get back under cover. All right, Gelmir, you are up with the bad guys on deck.
All right, so I'm gonna peek out
Okay.
and hunters mark the big bad,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
and then so from this distance, he's holding something. You said, right?
He is holding something in his left hand.
I want to try and shoot that out of his hand.
Okay, it does have its own armor class. Go for it.
And do I have advantage since he's fairy fired?
He is fairy fired. It extends up to what he's holding as well.
All right, so let's see. It's either a 27 or an 8. So 27 to hit.
27 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sweet. 7 damage.
7 damage. You watch as your bolt strikes something metal in his hand. The chalice-like cup that he's holding gets a hairline crack and dent into it. There's this bubble of arcane energy that boils out for a moment and then retracts back in. Alexander, give me a con save, please.
Ooh.
And just out of curiosity, would my hunter's mark damage extend to his cup too, or no?
No, just him.
Okay, so it was 14, but what happened?
So you watch as a bolt comes out of the hallway from where all your companions are and strikes this golden chalice that the priest, this old desiccated priest, is holding. It strikes it, fractures it a bit, and dents into it and nearly knocks it out of his hand. And when he hits it, there's this bubble of energy that goes out about 10 feet and then gets absorbed back in. And that's what your con save was for, which will just save. So you'll take half of 12 points of necrotic damage from the effect.
Okay.
All right.
So
and then
half
I'm
of
gonna
12?
say-
Yes.
And then I'm
The
going to
DC
say,
was a 14.
Wintrude, stop doing that. Alex is right there. And then I'm going to shoot it again.
Give me a deception check, Gelmir.
Deception check for gaslighting.
That is a natural one for a total.
Yeah. The moment you hear Gelmir say that about Wintrude, Alex, you know exactly where that bolt came from.
But he's trying to knock the chalice out, right?
He tried, yeah, he tried. He got close. But
Is he attacking again?
Yeah, I'm shooting it again.
Yeah, he gets 2 attacks per round. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's gonna be
Woo.
another 27.
Yep, that'll hit. Comes out of the darkness of the hallway, strikes the cup.
For 10
10
damage this time.
10 damage this time. It
Oh,
fractures,
and actually,
it like fractures the cup. You watch as part of the chalice falls from the hand of the creature, and then the entire chalice just in 3 pieces clatters to the ground. The forms all land on the ground, triggering the remainder of the traps in this hallway.
Christ.
This is going to be fun.
Rahi, were you able to do damage to it at all, or no? It was like protected.
I hit it. Oh, I forgot to roll damage.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Go ahead and roll damage. So,
That's what
as he's holding this chalice,
Damn.
the chalice drops from his hand and it clatters to the ground. There's this fracturing resonance sound coming from all the crystalline structures surrounding the room. The energy rebounds out of the statue behind it and cascades into the crystal as if it cannot be contained anymore. And there's this massive rupture of the crystalline structures on the platform. So, Alexander, go ahead and give me a Constitution save, please. And Rahi, I need a Dex save, as the last of the traps in this room are triggered by 4 of the individuals that land in the room.
Don't forget the bardic inspiration.
Yep.
You have a D8.
That's a beautiful 9.
9. Alexander, take 41 points of necrotic damage from the rupturing crystals.
Ow!
Wintrude.
Will you knock it off?
Rahi, what'd you get for your deck save?
15.
15, that'll barely save. You'll take half, since it technically triggered 4 traps, and each trap is 2d6. You're going to take half of 39 points of piercing damage.
I'm glad I used that bardic inspiration. How much did you say?
Half of 39 points. So that's going to be 19 points of piercing damage total. And you guys look, I mean, Rahi literally is a pincushion now. But with that, 3 of the creatures turn to ash, collapsing to the ground. None of them are floating anymore. They each seem to take on an undead visage now. And the main priest casting the ceremony does not seem to be able to funnel power through the others at this point. Gelmir, what would you like to do with the rest of your turn?
I'm gonna back up behind that corner again,
Okay.
and then I'll just kind of like mutter, "Well, it's so weird that one of those darts from that trap went up there and hit that cup."
With that natural one you rolled earlier, everyone knows that you're fucking lying.
That's it. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Now bring us to the bad guys. These 3 will just approach Rahi. The one that you're grappling is going to take 1 strike at you with its clawed hand with disadvantage because he is still grappled. Wait, before I do that, Alexander, how much total damage did you take?
40. I can tell you.
41.
You had said 41 on that failed Constitution save, but
Yeah.
So half of 41 is a 20. You got to roll a 20 to maintain concentration.
I don't have concentration on anything.
I thought you had it on Fairy Fire, or is that Wintrude?
Tier.
no,
That
it's
was
here.
Oh, that was Tyr that had
Tyr
it. Never
cast
mind.
Fairy
Yep,
Fire,
you're
yeah.
good. You don't have concentration on anything?
No.
I don't think
I have
Aurora
concentration on your
is
base.
I
Is there a hex
think-
effect or
No, that was. No, nothing.
You
Let me
had-
see.
He had cast Armor of Agathis, but I don't know if that's a concentration.
No, that's not
spell.
concentration on that
yeah.
either. And then the other one was the teleport.
Okay.
So
For
nothing.
some reason, I remember you saying you had concentration on something. So.
I do for Hunter's Mark. Is it maybe?
I think it's because I mentioned
Oh, okay.
Fury
yeah.
Fire had concentration, maybe.
And
I
you
don't
have
know.
Hunter's Mark on him right now, so that was the one I forgot to mark. Okay, there we go. We are good with that. All right, so Rahi, the first strike is at disadvantage because he is grappled and restrained, or grappled at least. That is going to be a 13 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. You have 3 claw strikes coming at you. That is a 15, 3, and a 4.
All miss.
Okay. The big guy,
Thing uselessly scrabbles at my armor.
this one's going to turn and make 2 dagger strikes at you, Alexander.
Lovely.
That
He has disadvantage
is-
though. He has disadvantage.
Why?
Fury Fire.
That
That's
doesn't-
not how fairy fire
That's
works.
not how fairy fire works.
That's not how Fairy Fire works.
Nice try, but no.
I have advantage on him. That's what it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Damn
that's
it.
going to be a 22 on the first strike.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's going to be a 15 on the second strike.
15 misses.
Okay. That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Lovely.
And that will finish. Well, he still got his bonus action. As a bonus action, he is going to raise dead.
He doesn't have to do that.
The
No worries.
form
Don't go for the
on
trope.
the table will become a ghoul.
Oh no, not ghouls.
Go away.
Stinky.
But he has summoning sickness, so he cannot do anything. That'll take us to the top of the third round. Wintrude, you are up with Alexander on deck.
I'm gonna run towards the cultist that's nearest to me and try to do a cool roll and then poke it right in the groin with the lightning dagger.
All right, go for it.
Is that one fairy fired, or do we know if that one's?
The ones that are remaining are everything remaining is now fairy fired.
So they're fair. Okay, so I can roll with advantage on that. Okay.
Yep.
Just trying to figure that out. Okay, so actions. Boom. There we go. The 24 to hit.
Okay, 24 will hit.
So then that's a D4, and then D12 lightning. So the piercing is 4. The lightning is 22. So 4 piercing and 22 lightning damage.
Nice.
So I
It's-
roll into it and just ha! Right
Is
in the
Grimmets
groin.
within line of sight? Because I'll add another D6 of lightning.
Yeah, I'd say Grimace is definitely in line of sight.
So
And
let's
you
do
definitely want to
another-
add that D6.
another D. Let's add another 4 lightning damage.
And the creature is shredded and turned into ash, and it just collapses to the ground in little bits of ash and cloud.
And then I will bravely hide around the corner as my bonus action.
So Robin will bravely run away.
When danger reared its ugly head, survived.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That's a 24.
All right, that'll finish your turn. Alexander, you're up with Rahi on deck.
Okay, as a bonus action, I cast Hexblade Curse.
Oh, wait a minute, I gotta check something really quick. Let me do that. Sorry. No, he does not set it off. Okay, go ahead.
I cast Hexblade Curse on him, and then I
Alright.
strike with my long sword,
Okay.
and that's a 22.
So So he's hunter marked and he's hex placed.
Man.
Oh, I have advantage on him, right?
Yes, because of fairy
Yeah, he's
fire.
very fired. Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. 22 is better.
Okay. Roll for damage as you feel your sword bite down into his desiccated form through his like cloak and robes that are rotted and kind of fettered in front of you.
Okay, so 20 damage.
20 damage. You feel bone, skin snap. His shoulder kind of falls into itself, but he stands there with the dagger, just kind of hissing at you.
I'm pissed. He's pissed.
And I'd say at this point, you feel like what you disrupted, or what Gelmir disrupted, though he probably won't admit it, is the magical effects of the area. And this is more now like a physical interaction.
Is it humanoid, by the way?
It looks humanoid. Looks like it used to be a
that
person.
that'll matter if it does. Okay.
Well, you don't know if it's living, though. It's definitely got a weird vibe.
Well, I'm just wondering because I have, which I haven't been able to use yet, but a cursed specter. When I slay a humanoid, I can cause the spirit to rise as a specter that gains temporary hit points. So I'm wondering.
Yeah. I think that might affect it.
But it's not dead yet, so I can't.
No, it's not destroyed yet. Would be a better way.
One thing's before the other.
How many attacks do you get, Alex?
Well, I use my bonus action to cast the other, so that's it.
Okay. So that'll finish your turn.
I think. Wait, hold on. Attack. Oh, actions per attack. I can attack twice.
Mm-hmm.
Never
look
mind.
at you reading your character sheet.
So 23 damage on the second attack.
You mean 23 to hit?
No, got to roll the hit first.
Just knowing stuff with things.
That's a 25.
25 will hit for 23 more points of damage. Digging your sword even deeper into its form, hacking at it like it's just desiccated wood, continuing to hiss at you with each blow.
I forgot I got 2 attacks.
All right, that'll finish your turn. Rahi, you are up.
All right, I'm going to try and finish off the one I'm currently grappling. So
All right,
heavy attacks times 2.
you have advantage.
Did so much damage.
14 to hit on the first strike.
Okay, that'll miss.
And 21 to hit on the second strike.
That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That's not wrong thing. Oh. Let's see. So 17 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. You feel his bone, skin, and everything just kind of like shred underneath your arms, and you feel the spine snap and bones kind of come apart, and it just turns to an ash cloud that just kind of gently settles to the ground.
I wipe my hands off on my hands.
Anything else you want to do?
No, not really.
Okay. Keep you in place. That brings up Tyr. Tyr is up with Gelmir on deck.
Is Tyr within? If he moves out of cover, is he within 60 feet of the sort of head cultist behind the altar?
He'd be exactly 60 feet away.
So he's gonna cast vicious mockery. He's gonna go ahead and cup his hands and say, "Crusty, withered, and dry is no way to go through life, loser."
That sounds like something Tyr would say. Wisdom save, right?
17 DC, yeah.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 plus 1, so 21.
Dang! Man.
My first 20 of the night.
Okay, so that's his.
Thicker skin than I thought.
And then Bardic Inspiration should be a bonus action, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And so I'll throw a 1 to Alex.
Okay. What's the range on Bardic? What's the range?
60 feet. It should be
Yep.
60 feet, too.
Yep, he's in range.
Stand your ground!
Don't forget the altar's trapped!
don't touch that altar!
And then Tyr ducks back behind into the corner.
Yeah,
again.
Oh,
I'm really happy with my character. I mean, people like I read online it was like you can't make a melee warlock, like it's not. But I'm like, no,
you
this
can make
is gonna...
whatever you want with the subclasses and feats and features. All that nonsense, all that noise about what's best and what's worst is all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you make what you want to have fun with. The random number generator is going to be the final say-so of anything you do.
I mean, I got so lucky on the health rolls. I rolled at 3 different levels. So, I mean, it was like...
Yeah. The RNG determines the probability. I can assure you. I can absolutely assure you. That's why I always encourage players, play what's going to be fun for you.
Yeah.
Because all of that, min-max and all that bullshit, that paints you into a corner eventually. Eventually, those kind of builds just kind of make your character kind of vanilla after a while. That's why I love the way you guys have designed these characters.
I have no Eldritch Blast at all.
So much fun.
No Eldritch Blast.
You're one of those guys.
I don't have
all
any
right, that'll finish. You're one of those guys. All right, Gelmir, you're up, and then the bad guys are on deck.
Yeah, I'll pop out again.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot the big guy because of the hunter's mark.
Okay.
So let's see. So first attack is going to be an 18.
18 will just miss.
Just miss. Second attack.
And the reason why you know that the arrow strikes him, but there's a barrier. It causes the bolt to ricochet to the left.
Second attack hits with a 25.
Yep, that'll hit. Roll for damage.
All right. So that's going to be 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. You watch as the arrow sticks into his neck and he just reacts to it. He's now got arrows and sword gashes dug into him. He's beginning to look rough.
Bonus action for a third attack.
Go for it.
For a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
And then, hold on. That's not right. 6 plus 3 plus 5, 9, 14 for the second attack.
Nice. He's definitely looking rough, like he's taking damage. There's all signs of wear and tear on his form. He's like staggered multiple times from Alexander and your strikes. The ghoul,
and then I'll have
starts moving and shambling towards Alexander.
And I'm going to have Gribbets use his reaction on that second shot to do 5 lightning damage to add to the arrow.
What's his range? Or does he have to be in line of sight?
He has to be within
Still
line
back
of sight,
in the hallway.
30 feet from me. Because he basically he coats like the arrow with lightning as it leaves my
Gotcha.
feet.
Okay, yep. You're good. Yeah. Go for it. Do I make a deck save or do you just add the lightning damage?
No, it's just 5 more lightning damage.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
It's just a d6.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Get back in cover, and that's it.
Get back under cover.
Oh, actually, there is one more thing I will do. I will do the Fury of the Small and add 9 more damage.
Nice. He's looking rough.
That's good.
That did that kind of Alexander, as you're now face to face with him, as you can hear the ghoul begin to shamble towards you, the essence of the creature in front of you is beginning to look rough. By the way, is he supposed to take cold damage from hitting you last time with his dagger?
Oh, right. Yep. 25 of it.
Okay.
Let me see if there's a save or anything. I don't think
he is resistant to cold, so he'll take half. Unless there's a save at all.
There is. Looks like there is no save.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, that's oh my
right.
god, that I got that. It's like a level whatever spell, but I got it at my last level up, and I'm like, why didn't I have this? I'm a melee.
He's going to actually move across the altar.
Oh my god.
Which he does not trigger the trap. 2 like slashing ghoul claws come streaking down at you.
You just want to kill me.
That is a 12 and an 18.
18 hits, and he takes 25 cold.
Ooh. You take 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Give me a con save as he is obliterated by the cold effect. And just
These
It
con saves.
explodes
Oh, that
out
wasn't
of-
bad though. 19.
19. You are not diseased before he is shredded out of existence. And
Or
because you
there
didn't
is
make the
no more
con save,
additional diseases.
you will take half of 6 points of poison damage, but you're not diseased or poisoned.
Oh wait, did I get temp health by the way from the Bardic Inspiration?
That's not. That's just a dice roll that you can use.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And when do I use that? I use it when I'm attacking.
Whatever you want, for whatever you want. It's like attack and saves or ability checks. All right. The ceremonial leader is going to take his 2 dagger strikes at you. That is a 12 and 11. Both will miss. You watch as the dagger bends one way off your armor, bends the other way off your armor, and he'll take 25 points of cold from the first strike, right?
I think it's only if he hits. Let me read this.
Okay.
If the creature hits you with a melee attack, he
Okay.
takes the damage.
Okay, so he does not hit you, so he will not take any effect. Rahi, you have 2 claw strikes coming at you. That is a 16 and a 16.
Both miss.
Okay. They kind of their skeletal, clawed, fleshy hands kind of try to rake across you and not able to get through your armored form. That'll finish the bad guy's turn. We're up at the top of the 4th round. Wintrude, you are up with Alexander on deck.
I'm gonna get into line of sight with the cult leader or the ceremony leader, and then I'll cast a Eldritch Blast twice.
All right, go for it.
So first one's crit.
Nice.
Crit. So double the damage on that then.
Yeah, double the damage or twice the dice. Your choice.
Double the damage. Yeah, because it's 1d8. Sorry, I'm a little bit. Eldritch Blast 1d10. Yeah, 2d10. What? 13 for that first one.
Okay.
And then the second one is another crit. I don't know how I did that. Wow. So that's 13 force damage. No lie, like I could show you that.
No, I believe you.
So I'm like, whoa! It just switched dice is all.
I can assure you, lying in this game will make it boring.
That's a 14.
14 and 13. So, as you're standing there, Alexander, you watch as these 2 arcs of energy just slam into this creature that sits in front of you. And it just shreds out of existence. And as it turns to ash that settles, hovering there for a moment is a necklace with a kind of like insignia on it that crashes to the ground.
I'm
As you
gonna
hear
try to grab it out of midair.
As a reaction.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, give me a dex check.
This is how you die.
10.
10. As you grab onto it, you feel the metal form dig into your fingers. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Yeah, all these things are cursed, right?
17.
17. You feel like something tries to overpower your will, and you feel your skin begin to like desiccate, but then you reach into your warlock darkness to resist it. You pour your energy at the echoing sounds of this voice, this disembodied voice in your mind, and you push against it. And you feel its domination unable to take its root and hold on you as you hold on to the necklace. Anything else you want to do, Wintrude?
I'm gonna take as a bonus. I'm gonna take a dash action in the direction of the altar,
Okay.
trying to avoid trying to.
Yeah, you can see the
Use
chalk
out of
out. Well,
5
actually, you don't need to avoid them
Yeah.
anymore. They've all been triggered. So,
Okay.
yeah, you're free to just dash across.
Yeah, without. I just don't want to trigger an opportunity.
25
attack
feet or 30 feet?
So dash action. My
Because you can do
speed is
dash as a
25,
bonus action, right?
Yeah. So that'd
So,
be 50 feet total.
Yeah, because you haven't. Well, It was 10 feet to
Oh wait,
move
no,
out.
I did move out. You're right.
Yeah, so it'd be 40.
Yeah.
10. I'll say 5, 10. Avoiding
Yeah.
a reaction. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We'll take you right there.
What if you're not going to try to kill these other two?
That'll finish your turn.
I'm completely ranged. I can easily turn around.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Alexander, you're up with Rahi on deck.
Okay, I heal 14 health because that target died. From
Okay.
my curse. And I guess I cast Toll the Dead on one of those creatures.
Which one? The right or the left one?
Which one's weaker?
Hard to tell from your distance. They both look significantly damaged from the trap effects.
Okay, I do the one closest to the wall.
Okay. That is a failed wisdom save. Go ahead and roll for damage.
15.
15. It is shredded out of existence.
And then with well, I was thinking, do I drink the potion? Do I put on the necklace? I think I kind of want to put it. So if I wanted to become attuned to this, or if I wanted to even attempt to identify this necklace, it would be best to wear it. No.
Take time to do it. I mean, you're more than free to put it on if you want to.
I kind of want to put it on, even though that sounds dangerous. I use my bonus action and put on the necklace.
As you place it around your neck, give me a wisdom save, please.
16.
16. Now give me a charisma save.
Like, I have such a high modifier, and yet I rolled so low, but still 13.
13. Winthrop, you watch as Alexander puts on the necklace and then disappears. And there's like an explosion of energy where he was, and it recoils back in, and he's gone.
Oh, now what?
I can't let Gelber take this necklace.
That'll finish Alexander's turn. Rahi, you are up with Tyr on deck.
I say as I'm putting it on, sorry, Gelber, this one's for me. Put on
And
the
then
necklace.
just he's gone.
I forget what it's called.
I have to make a quick phone call. I'm gonna stop camera, but I'll be here.
Goddamn
What are you
word.
doing, Rahi? You're up.
Yeah, second win. So I take a syringe, jam it into my neck, and regain. Let's see, D10. Oh, nice. 20 HP.
Nice.
Using my offhand, I just start wailing at the remaining one. So
Go for it.
let's see.
I need to get Alexander to put up a picture for when he's not there. When you turn your camera off, you can actually place a picture there in the settings.
So
you get?
20 to hit and
20 will hit. Roll for damage.
and 14 to hit.
Yeah, he had 8 hit points left as he too turns to ash and shadow, the last of the creatures, taking us both out of combat, out of initiative. In the sense that we're back into our condition. Unfortunately, Alexander is still missing. No sign of him.
Well, I think we all knew it was going to happen eventually, and
Nope.
we should take a couple of moments for some silence and words.
So, Jason, just out of
Mhm.
curiosity, let me throw this at you.
Okay.
God, where is this? Sorry, dang it. I have Devil's Sight currently.
He is not invisible. You do not see
Okay.
him.
That's what I
and
wanted to make sure.
You get the feeling that something else happened when he put on that necklace.
Okay.
I have magical sight active, and he's not invisible. He went somewhere else.
Did he teleport away, or was he, I don't know.
He's just not
Yeah.
here is all I can say with certainty.
He's probably resting in the stomach of a worm at this point. Right. Nailed it.
Gilbert's like he's just gonna do a whole eulogy right now for him.
Yeah. I want to like. On one hand, I'm saying nice things about Alexander, but on the other hand, I'm trying to deactivate the traps on the altar.
Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand as you do that, with advantage because you do have tools.
Right, that's either a 17 or it's a 17.
Okay. As you deactivate the trap, and you find the kind of like counterbalance system with a series of thin chains that kept this altar in place. Had anybody stepped or interacted with the center of the altar, the two forms have collapsed in on itself and slammed someone in between the two heavy kind of like concrete slabs, the stone slabs that would have sandwiched them in place. But you undo the chain, kind of deactivating the kind of like counterpoint system. And as you do, the entire altar settles a few feet and then slides open. And as it slides open, rising up from the center of it is a very ornate, desiccated, mummified humanoid form that is now lying on a separate slab slightly lower.
And you say ornate, like it's covered like in ornate clothing. It has like
Yeah, like
items on
ornate
it.
clothing. It looks like someone of nobility or power. Maybe like very much a like wizard kind of look about them. And then their circlet that they wear on their brow has an emblazoned kind of like gem with a word underneath it that says Xeno, Xeno.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna take the circlet off and just.
Okay.
And if
You
Alexander
grab it,
would've
you pull
wanted
it off, nothing
anything
happens.
in this world, it's for me to have had these nice shiny objects. This is in his honor, and I'll just start continuing to pick things off the body.
What can we?
Yeah, give me sleight of hand as you do that. Rahi,
21.
Wintrude, Tyr, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to walk over to the altar, take up the staff.
Okay.
This will work eventually, and just wrap it a couple times on Xeno's face.
The staff gets harmonic. It vibrates in your hand. And you feel this strange energy pour out. And as you do, it pours into the mummified remains. And you watch as this green spirit begins to rise up out of the mummified remains. And as it hovers there in kind of like a resplendent kind of gaze looking forward, you can see this very kind of young looking wizard with this long flowing white and black hair, kind of a long beard like goatee, wearing this kind of resplendent outfit without coloration because the whole form looks very spiritual. And as that happens and it hovers there, right alongside, you see the translucent form of Alexander. And both are hovering over the altar.
Hello, Xeno. We would like our warlock back, please. We're using him.
I mean, unless you like, really need him.
Its head turns. Who are you to command me?
The person who could rip your corpse to pieces and then consecrate it so that you could never come back.
You mean persuasion or intimidation?
Intimidation.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see. Where is it? Here we are. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alexander, give me another wisdom save, please.
Yes. 14.
14. Everything around you is dark. You feel like you're in a void of some sort.
And I
There's-
have magical darkness. I don't know if that helps. I just wanted to mention it.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all. It's almost as if there's nothing to see. It's just this energy of darkness and cold and anger and fear kind of boiling around you. And permeating through this darkness, a voice. You carry my emblem. Would you like to make a deal?
I am more than interested in making a deal.
Somewhere down deep in the Undermountain, my master lays. Place this around his neck, and all will be revealed to you. The truth, the origin of this place and its power will all be yours.
Well, who are you that I'm going to make this deal with? And a deal usually requires that I get something in return.
I will allow you to live. Or you could stay with me forever. That is the deal.
I do keep great company.
I doubt that.
Well, what is your name?
My name is inconsequential. Do you agree or not?
Is there any treasures that you could advise me about as a
Your
consolation
treasures
prize?
is your knowledge that you will gain, you foul creature. Perhaps I have chosen poorly. And its voice begins to fade away from you.
I agree.
So he decides to call you. It's like, maybe if I call him.
It's such an Alexander move, though. I love it. As you, Rahi, force back and intimidate this entity, you watch as the two spirits fuse, and then you watch as the form of Alexander returns, looking.
Hey, you're back. It's great. It's real great.
Wait, is he actually back though, or is that Zeno inhabiting Alex's body?
No, it's clearly Alex. Look at him.
I don't know. You guys just grab things and put it on or take it, and I don't know the effects.
Right, and that's why I'm the leader of this group, Wintrode.
Alex, are you okay? Alex?
I'm fine. This necklace is pretty cool.
Yeah, let's delve into that.
It's currently glowing with a green energy that slowly fades.
What happened?
I talked to this guy. He was really a sweetheart. And he mentioned to me that we got to find this body and maybe put this around its neck. And if we put it around its neck, they'll reveal some truth. I asked for some extra gems if you could throw in. He didn't like that. He got really angry. He went from a sweetheart to kind of an ass. And
This is such an
Keep
conversation. I love it.
keep the necklace then. There's no point.
yeah, I mean, he said no gems, but the knowledge it will be more than enough to reward me. And I was like, I mean, can I get your name? He said, my name is inconsequential. I was like, this guy is just really not
That's
friendly.
not even one of the 7.
Yeah. It started off really well. He was like, I'm going to send you back. Everything's fine. And I was really excited about it. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I asked if he wanted to hang out. Like I said, I wouldn't be fun to hang out with. So
I'm just picturing as Alex is saying this, explaining like Gelmir stepping up to him saying, "Yeah, I mean, come on, like." Just like almost simp level for Alex. Just like,
Yeah, I mean, fuck that guy.
But he was trying. That's probably Zeno trying to pull you into a bargain to place this around Blackcloak's neck if we get far enough under here, and that's pretty evil. Are you sure you don't want me to handle the necklace or like check it out, see what I can do?
I mean, doesn't it look pretty cool?
We're not down here for fashion, Alex. I would ask you to consider my handling the necklace or keeping it for a time being.
I'm not taking this necklace off until I get a gem out of this situation.
Tyr gives you his best rock and roll look and like that half smile of a rock star. Some of us are down here for fashion.
you just look good.
I look good.
No, I mean, I'm thinking maybe I can sell it in Skullport. There's got to be somebody that wants
You're
this.
going to no. It's like with Rahi. You guys, you can't just toy with dark entities. These were powerful wizards, sorcerers, necromancers. It's not just about the gems and the.
My pack is with the
shinies.
Shadowfell, and I'm pretty sure he would approve this. He hasn't talked to me in a while, but I'm pretty sure.
I think
I tried to be a cleric for a little bit. Didn't the thing that you failed like everything, but didn't that thing you did earlier? Isn't that a ward against possession? I could repay you if you were to perform that on me, and I think it would probably be wise to do that on Alexander as well.
The lightning bolt? You want me to shoot him with the lightning bolt?
No, you do not shoot my neck with the lightning bolt. Because I'm not taking it off.
For Rahi, I would absolutely do it. No questions asked.
Alright, Witcher, just think of it this way, right? We're going to go into Skullport, and people are going to ask a lot of questions. There's going to be somebody there that can identify this necklace. And that you can write in your book. Whatever the guy says will be very interesting information. And maybe we could sell that information for a gem. And even though this guy said I wouldn't get a gem out of this situation, I'm probably going to get a gem out of this situation.
I would just recommend no sort of ostentatious, very evident showings of wealth or jewelry in Skullport. From what
Dude, if anyone tries to take this necklace, they're going to have to see what the Pact of the Shadowfell really means when I put this long blade to their throat. I mean, I'm not scared.
Okay, I'm not. It's not a question of your bravery or strength. It's just being smart.
The way he said
Can we go back to what Rahi said? Alex, are you possessed?
No, I'm completely fine. I'm actually possessed in the sense that I need you to give me over your gems. If that
Guys,
makes
we gotta
sense.
kill him. We gotta kill him.
Well, and then Gelmir, you took a circlet off of his head, right? Just now, Zeno's head.
What are you? Richard, why don't you just mind your own business?
Which Gelbert, did you take a
Well,
circlet?
conversation's going on. Like Gelmir is grabbing things, still, like jamming him into his pockets.
Okay.
Gelmir, you've collected, a random assortment of 14 gems, a small kind of like pouch filled with a strange dust, the circlet with the small emerald in the center of the circlet with the Zeno name underneath the emblem, and give me an additional investigation as you continue to kind of paw through the corpse, this mummified corpse.
22.
Okay.
Also, is Zeno still here? We were talking.
No, he seems to be gone.
And I didn't see any of this looting of the corpse because I was gone.
Correct. You didn't even see their conversation with whatever they were doing. They just kind of filled you in on what they
Yeah.
experienced.
Did Gelmer take any gems, guys? Is there gems that I'm missing out
You
on?
can see him clearly. We should Gelmir, please stop. We need to fairly divide these gems. Investigate the powder. Just hold off for us. Just place it.
And it's like as Wintred say that, Gelmir like
Just
takes
push it all the hole.
like Gelmir like just pulls like this kind of thin looking dagger that looks almost like it's made of a needle kind of blade with a kind of wicked looking handle to it, and he picks it up and goes, just kind of takes it off the corpse.
Oh, that's a dagger. That's Wintred. You like daggers?
This is
Again,
the only thing I found.
Gelmir, take the gems back out. Let's take a look at what we've got. We have to start fairly dividing up this.
I
stuff.
completely agree with Wintred
We've
for
got
once.
Alex. We've got Tyr, Rahi. Like everybody's been contracted originally under this deal. You can't just vacuum up all the goods.
Wintred, did you hear that?
I
felt another tremor. There's a monster coming. We need to go. We need to get out of here, Wintred.
Gelmir, come on.
One
Put
thing
the
that
dagger down. Let's take a look at everything. Put the circlet down out there. Come on.
Go ahead, Rahi.
one thing that is notable is that these items seem to function as a set, if Theo's equipment is an example to follow. So I would experiment with giving the circlet and dagger to Alexander to experiment with. Whether or not he keeps them, we can decide later.
All right, I'll give the only two things I found to Alexander.
Again.
I accept that.
So yeah, you now have Xeno's circlet and Xeno's dagger at this point.
Okay.
You get the sense that all three items you now possess require attunement.
Okay, I put on the circlet.
It takes an hour to attune to it.
I put on the circlet for sure.
Okay.
And I hold the I look at Wintred and I said, Wintred, I'm sorry, do you want the dagger?
We are experimenting with combining these first.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to hold on to all of them?
Well,
for now.
Yeah, and we'll hope you're not cursed. And well, I'll keep track in my journal. So again, too, it's kind of like the experiment of the greater the danger, the greater the rewards. We also need to see if the 7 have all these items that work in tandem once you collect them. So we're gonna do that. And Gelmir, lay out the 14 gems that you tried to just stuff into the hole, please.
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like the worm.
So, Gelmir, your passive perception's good enough that as Wintred is kind of like finger wagging you right now about stealing all those gems, you look beyond her in the altar and you realize that massive statue behind the altar is just covered with tiny gem chips, like all over it, hundreds of them.
Oh god.
Okay, Wintred, I'll be hold that thought. I'll be right back. I'm gonna roll up the hole. And I'm gonna start trying to go pry off some of those gems.
Okay.
I feel
Gelmir kind of leaves everyone behind, goes around the altar, up towards the statue, and he's now like prying off these little gem chips like out of the statue.
I go and I use the new dagger to pry off the.
As you go to do that, you just hear like a whisper in your mind. Don't you do that?
Yo, something is really upset about us taking these gems right now.
Yeah, I don't know why. She knows we've taken gems so many times.
Wintred, give me a perception check.
I am a person, thank you.
You know, I like whisper back. You might not be able to hear this, but I'll put the circlet thing on your dead body, and we'll be fine. I just need gems in order to do that. It's kind of and I start prying gems off as well.
Arrogant! Do not use that weapon of power for a tool, you fool.
Well, do you have any other tools I can use? I mean, this is ridiculous.
You guys are watching Alexander have a full-fledged conversation with something, but you have no idea what it is.
I rolled a 25 on my
25?
Yeah.
As Gelmir's over there prying out, little chips of gems that fall into his hands, there's slight movement in the statue. Like it's trying to animate.
Gelmir,
Guys,
stop,
we should
stop,
leave
the
one
statue's
gem in
moving.
it. No, just
Shush,
leave one
Shush.
gem.
Gelmir, stop. Get down. Just hang on, buddy. Hang on.
I
moving.
take the rest of the gems, but I leave one behind, and I said, Gelmir, we gotta leave one gem.
There's hundreds of them. It'll take hours to pry them all loose.
Well then we're gonna be here for a minute.
Gelmir, give me a intelligence save, please, as you're doing
That's
this.
gonna be good. That is a 7.
7. Now give me a Constitution save with disadvantage.
God!
All right.
God!
Well,
What happened?
it's either the 22 or the 8.
Well, it's disadvantage, so I'm gonna guess it's the 8. From the eyes of the statue, 2 arcs of lightning crash down into you as you pry away, and as the lightning, the necrotic lightning, strikes you. I need you to roll. Let's see, you're a goblin. You age
I am
pretty
resistant
quickly.
to lightning.
Yeah, this isn't what the effect is. It just looks like it. Roll a d12, please.
D12.
I immediately back away when I see this lightning.
Okay.
9.
9. You age 9 years, and you are now cursed.
I back away if I can. When I see the lightning strike him.
All of you can
Down.
see this sickly goblin standing there. His hair is silver and gray and white. His eyes are sallowed and yellow. His complexion looks pretty grisly.
Because the thing is, goblins don't have like a long life expectancy, right?
You feel like you're looking at a very old goblin.
I have become wise beyond my years.
I immediately go for the bag that he's been shuffling these gems into and try to take it during his shock.
Sure, go for it. Give me a sleight of hand check. With
Well, no, because
advantage.
I don't have a bag. I haven't
No, he
rolled the whole
was
pack
just
open
collecting
yet.
them in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 16.
Yeah, I mean they're in his hand. Gelmer, you can give me a dex check with disadvantage because you are aged now.
Dex check.
Yep, disadvantage.
I'm gonna try to take them out of your hand. How many do I get? All of them?
All of
Slap
them.
the hand.
I like how he's saying like part of the result.
Well-
I get all of them.
Well, I mean, you go to reach out, and the arthritis in your left hand is just too painful, and it's like your fingers flex open, and he kind of grabs and smacks at the same time. Alex, you retrieve like 6 of the small gem pieces
That's
that were in his
nice.
hand. Yeah, but you have about 4 left over in your hand as your arthritis kicks in.
Respect your elders.
And all of you are basically kind of looking at a seniorly aged Gelmir. Like he just maxed out his age for a goblin to the point where you can even hear and see the arthritic effect.
Gelmir,
That brings back some bad memories.
Gelmir, please just stop touching things and everything. Look, you've just aged yourself immensely for a goblin, and please let's divide the gems. And listen to me. I need this to get through to you. So basically, what I need
knew
you
that
to
was
understand is you are not going to live long enough to even enjoy the stuff you keep pilfering.
What?
Meanwhile, he's getting like old man eyebrows that are just kind of hair
All
sprouting
bushy and
everywhere.
Grimace, come give me a hand. I need you to carry me.
Gribbets comes flying over. You very kind of like elderly pull yourself up onto the back of Gribbets. Just sigh of relief that you don't have to feel your arthritis in your ankles and your knees anymore.
I don't know if you.
I was really hoping you were going to roll a 1, but you rolled an 8.
I don't know if you magic people can fix this, but
You need a
it'd be
cleric.
great.
You need a cleric, but okay. Can we divide the gems and
Did you just see what I went through for these gems? You talked to me in 9 years, Wintrude.
I may be able to assist you in alleviating some of your symptoms of aging. I'm actually curious whether or not my methods would work on someone with such different physiology than me.
See, that's how you get gems, Wintrude.
Like, it's just Gelmir lying on the back of Gribbets.
I know.
And like Gribbets is like kind of floating just like a foot off the floor to like, so it's almost like he's lying on a pseudo dragon table, looking up at everybody, looking down at him. Tears in the background. So we're gonna take a short rest. He starts playing his lute. So everyone can.
Can I identify what the disease is? Can I try?
Yeah, give me a medicine check. Give it a go.
Gelmir needs a cleric too, though. That they like to remove
It's a 7.
A 7? Hard to know for sure. I mean, it's some kind of curse or disease that was from the effect of prying off those gems off that statue.
Gelmir, I figured out what the cause of your disease is.
Oh wait, what is it?
It's the disease of greed. It's very, very rare, but I've heard it to happen in some of these temples. What you basically have to do is you have to part with the gems, and each time you part with a certain amount of gems, you'll start to become younger again. So it's really easy to reverse if you just hand me over your gems.
Only the lucky of us get to choose how we die. And it's a good way to go.
This is a serious disease, Gelmir.
So what's funny is Tyr has prepared Greater Restoration. It's just that he's already used that 5th level spot. I don't think he would need a long rest to get that back. So yeah, because Bart. So I don't even know what to do.
I think this is a place to take a long rest, guys.
So with that,
you mean with the statue that almost just completely aged out Gelmir into death?
with a very
like he does the
arthritic
same thing
and
twice.
aged Gelmir on the back of Gribbets the pseudo dragon. Everybody looking down at Gelmir, trying to figure out what to do next. Tyr just kind of looks over, side eyes Wintrude's suggestion. And that's where we're going to finish tonight. And when we come back in 2 weeks, we're going to see what we do with our elderly Gelmir and what it might take to bring him back. That was great. I was like, after all that necrotic and weird shit, there's no way Gelmir's going to do that. Nope, he did it. All right, you guys linger. Everybody, thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. This is God, I love these sessions. They make my jawbone hurt. They're so funny. We are taking next week off, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. Are we all good?
Yeah,
For 2 weeks from today?
Yeah.
And we'll have our
Oh my
party back.
gosh.
We'll be a full group again. So, hey, everyone, be safe, be kind. Don't forget to play a game. It's good for you. It's good for your mental health. And we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday, everybody. And